for the photo shoots and stuff like that, I go thrift shopping with my friends a lot.
Hey guys, it's Iya, and I have the pleasure of sitting down with Nocturne Webster, who I'm so geeked about, and I'll tell you why in a second. But our theme for this month is Spring Fling, so we'll be discussing all things from fashion to self-care and everything in between. So Nocturne, take a second and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Nocturne or Nocti. When these things come about, I tend to forget everything about myself.
I'll ask you some questions to remind you.
Okay. I've been modeling for like 3 years, and I love all things like cosplay because I'm a big nerd. Yeah, that's me, like, in a nutshell.
Well, I think you're much more than that, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so I came across your photo because I use Unsplash sometimes, when we're a smaller company. So sometimes when we need to convey a message, sometimes a photo is the best way to do it. And if you look on shapelyevents.com, you're like everywhere. Like, so when I had posted you on our Instagram and somebody tagged you, and I just thought it was so cool. Like, what are the odds that you get to meet the person in the stock photo? Like, does that ever happen?
No, my friends tag me in the ads that they see me in all the time. So that was one of my friends who like helped me get into modeling that tagged me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is insane. This is so cool.
So how did you get, you mentioned that you're into modeling, which you are, and if you go to Nocturne's Instagram, you get to see all the fire photos. So tell people, how did you get into modeling?
Honestly, it started from a Facebook event that just kind of like popped up in my, like, you might be interested in this, and it was for Curvy Chic Closet, which they're one of like the biggest plus size consignment shops on the West Coast. And I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna go to this audition, and almost chickened out like 3 times. And my best friend's mom, we went and saw, I remember the day like it was yesterday, we went and saw The Greatest Showman, and I was telling her about like, okay, I think I'm gonna do this audition later. And after the movie, I was like, okay, if I sit here any longer, I think I'm gonna chicken out. She's like, oh, let's go then. I'm gonna drop you off.
Shouts out to her.
My best friend's mom is amazing. And so I went to the audition, and it was just at like little hotel in town, and it was such a great experience. And even while I was there, I still almost chickened out. But the girl Kelsey, who tagged me in your photo, and a couple other people, my friend Valoy, they helped me stay. Met them that day, and they were like, no, you got this. No, you're good. And so I did it and kept doing it. I've been in 3 Curvy Chic shows, and I did Portland Fashion Week. Like, it's just opened up my world to so many different things, and it's amazing.
Wow, that is so awesome. So awesome. And I stress all the time the importance of a village. And I think that I'm happy that you had that village to push you and encourage you to stay and things like that. Because all too often, not for nothing, but sometimes, you have frenemies in your circle who want to see you do good, but not better than them. So it was cool that you had that great support system and that so many doors have opened for you. Is this something you wanted to do, or was it like, oh, I'll take a stab at it?
I mean, I've always kind of thought about it, but I've had really bad self-image my whole life. And like, but one of my uncles, he would constantly be like, you need to model, like, you're beautiful. And I'm like, oh, you're my uncle, like, you're supposed to say that. But when I finally started doing it, it just like opened up so many doors and helped me remember like why I loved doing theater and like going to auditions in general. Even if I don't get a show, it's just I missed that feel,
Right, right,
you
right.
know? So
So you mentioned that you do cosplay and stuff. How did you always like that? How did you get into that?
uh my best friend Camille, like I'd already liked anime a little bit, but she's the biggest dork and I love her so much because
Okay.
she has taken me down this anime wormhole and I love it and I'm here for the ride. And we went to our first not comic book convention, our first anime convention, like fresh out of high school, and we were like, let's dress up. It's a thing that happens at the convention. So we were like, let's do it. My best cosplay, I would say, is Blue Diamond from Steven Universe. I was real blue all
Okay.
over. Like, yeah, but it's so fun to do you to be someone else for a little bit.
I swear, like I really need to try it. I see it all the time. I have people in my circle who engage.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so much work. And to
You,
see how they make their costumes and being a plus size person, a lot of things they have to custom make.
mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm up for that challenge quite yet.
You can do it on the cheap though. You
Okay.
can because I never have money. So
And
like you
you
can
may
do
know
it
pretty
cheap.
well. Right.
Like you can just find like something that's like you can do what's called a closet cosplay. Like find a character that has a basic outfit that you can
Okay.
find from your closet and like do your makeup and it
Oh,
can be as
there
simple as
it is. Yeah,
that.
there it is. Okay. So with spring fling being the theme, do you do the typical spring cleaning where it's like, oh, everything gotta go, we gotta do the sage, we gotta do this, we gotta do that, or do you have your own routine?
I have my own routine, which is doing nothing. That's what I do year round. When my anxiety gets to be too much, I'll clean. And like that's where I'm at right now. I gotta hold space for that.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
it's okay. My grandma would definitely be like, this is how you're living right now.
I don't even want to pan to my crib right now. Like this is the
No,
cleanest place in the crib, but we make it work. We make it work.
it happens. It's okay.
From judging from your IG photos, you seem to have this fashion thing like on lock.
Uh,
Like, beautifully done, if I can say so myself. Do you have a particular place that you shop, or is it from all over? I really like I don't know if I would call it an undergarment, but it was a bit strappy, and you had it under that, so that was fire too. So is there a particular place that you get? Because I find those things hard to find. And
yeah, I have a hard time bra shopping, especially for anything cute, because I'm a G and that's real difficult. But I shop at Adore Me. And so like the strappy that you see in some of my photos is my bra. And I bought it for that reason, like for pictures.
okay, adore me. Okay, showing up.
Yeah, like they have so many cute sets and I love them because it's not you're not paying just for the bra. You get underwear too. Like you get a full complete set.
Okay.
The best. And
Okay.
like they have a full range of sizes. I think they go up to like 5X.
Is
So
it
it's like,
supportive though?
yes.
Okay.
Because if I wasn't supportive, I couldn't use it.
Yeah, because I've had some experience. So I would think that, because I'm not very fashionably inclined. I'm one of those people who walk past a store and I buy everything on the mannequin because I know it's an outfit that I don't have to put too much thought into. So I would consider one of those things like a staple piece. Do you have
Hmm.
like any other things that may be a staple piece that people like me would say, "Oh, let me snag this because it's very versatile or whatever."
Um, Honestly, when I'm not doing photo shoots and whatnot, I'm in like cartoon t-shirts. Like
Okay.
I live in anime t-shirts and like Nickelodeon classic
Okay.
tees. um but for the photo shoots and stuff like that, I go thrift shopping with my friends a lot, and there's a local store called Fat Fancy here, and they do like live sales, so anywhere in the country you can like watch like during the week. And I found this burgundy dress that's just so low cut, and uh, you can just find so many things, so many like cool things that you don't think are going to be in your size or fit you, because people are throwing out things that they don't understand just how good it is.
Right. And I'm glad you mentioned that because I'm very big on reusing and sustainability. I'm a recycle snob, like
Mhm.
snob. I think my family is annoyed by me. Um, it's bad. Like when I go to my friend's house for a barbecue, like I'm leaving his house with a garbage bag full of like recycled bottles because I know he's just gonna throw it away. So it's bad. However, I would like to save the planet, you
Yes.
know. And this month we had featured a plus size thrift store called Secondhand Curves. And
Mhm.
I was trying to find another something like it to feature as well. So I'm glad to hear about that. And I'll also, plug that as well because, people, we got to save the planet. And
Yeah.
the clothing industry contributes to so much waste.
Mhm.
And toxins and stuff. But we digress. But every
Yeah.
time I, find a way to plug a moment of education or whatever, I try my best to. So that was
Yeah.
that was my moment.
Yeah, yeah. No, like Fat Fancy is a good one. Like, and then my friend Kelsey also has their secondhand consignment as well. And it's I Want Seconds Too, I think it's the name
Oh,
of her.
okay.
But like they're both plus size
Catchy.
foot based. So
That's catchy. Good job.
yeah.
With that. Um, I also see that I'm an outdoorsy person. For people who follow us, we did a plus size ski trip in January. And from what I gather, you appear to be an outdoorsy person too. So is that the case?
That depends on the type of outdoorsy. I don't camp. I will not camp.
Glam?
My friends are trying so hard to
Mhm.
get me to do that. I don't do that. I'll go for a hike. I
Okay.
will like go somewhere that's kind of foresty for some good pictures.
Okay.
But that's it.
Okay.
I'm not staying overnight. If it's the
Okay.
beach, that's different. Beach is
Uh-huh.
cool. Beach is good.
Love the
Uh,
beach.
bugs, spiders.
Oh.
I need a working toilet and a working shower.
So those are just the photo ops. Those are just the
Yes.
photo ops.
Oh
Okay,
yes.
I got you. I've done
Do
some
it for
pretty
the gram.
risky to a photograph for a photo op as well. So I ain't even mad. Another thing I wanted to touch on, and again I told you like you're plastered all over Shapely, is the fact that nowadays it's getting easier to find plus size imagery, right?
Mhm.
But the two difficulties I find are one, finding plus size imagery of people of color,
Mhm.
and then finding plus size. I don't even want to say that. I want to say positive plus size imagery of people of color and positive plus size imagery of men.
Mhm.
So I definitely think that your photos have been greatly used. Sometimes I might even say overused because it is so difficult. So one, do you I don't know if you understand or recognize or whatever that to some you're like a saving grace for people who want their messaging or whatever to be more diverse and inclusive. And how do you feel about that?
Honestly, I feel so lucky because these photos were taken in like the summer of 2019.
Mhm.
And it was just such a good project that I was glad to be a part of it. And I didn't even know that my photos like are East Coast. Like I'm like being tagged in stuff that's here in Portland. Like
Mhm.
we have OHSU, which is a local hospital that used one of my stock photos. So I'm tagged in that a lot. But yeah, I had no idea just how far my picture has gone, and I love it. when
Mhm.
I see it. And I just think it's so cool that people are really trying to like make their companies more inclusive.
Yes. And to the stock photo industry, whoever you may be, continue to share these positive images, because the thing that bugs me, and even last year I had to actually fly to Atlanta mid-pandemic and do like a whole casting call photo shoot just to get some positive plus size imagery of people of
Mhm.
color. It's like I hate to see those photos where it's like, oh, we're just in a pool of hot dogs, or we're rubbing like donuts all over our face.
Mhm.
Like, that's not, that further perpetuates the stereotype. And then when we go out into the communities and stuff, that's how people are actually viewing us. So
Mhm.
for me, it's not very funny. And I think photos like the ones that you have, and you and Unsplash has allowed us to use, changes that narrative, or at least starts the conversation. So I would like to thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks. It was my friend's company, Algo. They
Mhm.
wanted to make a bunch of stock photos full of plus size people for that exact reason. Like they wanted to make sure that plus size people are being represented in a good light and not just like, oh, here's a stock photo for your diet campaign and
Yeah.
all that other bull crap, And they've done like work stock photos with like a bunch of plus size people, and they worked really hard to get people of color because we're in Portland, so that's already difficult.
Right.
Like the
Right.
modeling scene here is very white, just
Okay.
to be
Right.
fair.
Mhm.
It's Portland. Um and but they were very adamant that they wanted many different people of color, and they try so hard to get male models, but plus size guys are real hard to find,
Yeah.
and to get them in front of a camera is another thing too.
So that's great. And again, I'm super enamored by your work. I'm thankful that you are such an approachable person as well. Because I don't
Hey,
know if you've ever been on the side of talent acquisition.
it could be rough, right?
Yeah. I was like, oh, they responded. Great. So if you want, tell everybody where to find you. Are you working on any upcoming projects? Plug whatever you have.
Ooh, yeah, I have a couple upcoming projects. I have one this upcoming Saturday, and I'm really excited for it. I have yet to pick my wardrobe because I get to pick.
Okay.
And then because I'm in a couple of trade for print groups here in Portland, and so I'm trying to get to work with another photographer who we've been trying to work together since like December. So
What is
fingers
the case
crossed.
for print?
Basically, if you're like new to modeling or photography and you need to build your portfolio, you can join one of these groups and be like, "Hey, I'm a model. This is the type of photo shoot I'm doing," and a photographer can reach out like, "Hey, I'll do this for you," and it builds both portfolios. Hmm.
Like
So,
a whole gem, a whole gem.
mhm,
All
for
right.
free
Good.
photo shoots, and
Okay.
some of them are very specific. Some people post like, these are the requirements, and most of them are for skinny people. So,
Wah, wah.
but I can post what I want, and if a photographer is interested, then done
Okay.
deal.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I've got that coming up, and you can find me on my Instagram at Nocturne Paradox. Yeah. Any other projects? I'm working on a podcast with two of my friends, three broads abroad. Yes. um, we will be doing a little podcast whenever we travel, when
Okay.
COVID life is done.
Are you a travel junkie like I am, or is it
I would like to be. I've wanted to travel for so long, and I want to go overseas. So I want to see Italy and Greece and Germany. Like, yeah,
you could just forward me the invite at some point? I promise.
gladly. Gladly.
I'll be cool. I am a travel junkie. Oh my gosh, it's terrible.
Yes.
Terrible.
Yeah, and we'll
So
talk about like how to do it on a budget, a
yeah,
plus size budget, because
it's totally different. It's
different.
totally different.
It's different.
Mhm.
So it'll be fun.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for being so gracious. Everybody knows where to follow you. I'll drop it again right here. And can't wait to hear your podcast and see all the upcoming projects you have.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.